Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is 14 subtle signs you're in a gaslighting, narcissistic relationship. Signs that you're in an emotionally abusive relationship. Whenever we get into a new relationship, we are taking a risk. We don't know everyone's intentions, yet we'd like to believe that people are coming from the same place that we are coming from. We'd like to believe that people are loyal, honest and trustworthy, and those who claim they want the same things as us actually want the same things as us. No one gets involved with or stays with an abusive partner intentionally. Some narcissists use physical violence. Often by this point, we're in too deep. We're full of fear to leave them. Yet a lot of narcissistic people don't use physical violence. They use psychological, emotional, mental abuse, which is harder to recognise while in it and hard to understand once out of it. If you're blaming yourself for their actions towards you, if you keep hoping they'll change, if you've been isolated from friends and family, if they treat strangers better than their own family, if you're getting bad anxiety, if you're feeling depressed, if you no longer know who you are, if you're walking on eggshells, not feeling comfortable around the partner, parent, friend, whoever the narcissist is in your life, if you're fearing what mood they'll wake up in, come home in, fearing the key in the door, or if you don't manage to answer your phone to them straight away, fear their reactions, or no longer going out with friends, then it's highly likely you're with a narcissistic person. Even if they're not on the spectrum of the narcissist personality disorder, they are extremely harmful to your mental and your physical health, especially if you don't feel safe, if you fear speaking up for yourself and your boundaries are slipping. You need to find a safe way out. An abusive relationship can have devastating effects, not only on your mental health, but also your physical health. These relationships can not only happen in our romantic relationship, but they can happen with friends and family members and with people within our work settings. Emotional abuse is harrowing, and it is hard to recognise what is happening to you as it happens. So gradually over time, as the abuser can treat you so well at times, or they can treat others so well, and other people can tell you how lucky you are to be with them, to keep you more confused. Narcissists have a way of explaining everything negative they do away, making us doubt ourselves or making us blame ourselves. They fill all our human needs for certainty, uncertainty, contribution, growth, love and connection, significance in a negative way, as we are left so uncertain at times, yet certain we're in a relationship. We forever grow and change even though it's hurting us. Sometimes we feel the love from them and we contribute by always picking up the pieces after them. We become addicted to the abuser on a subconscious level, becoming trauma bonded to them. People often don't stop loving the person who's emotionally abusing them. People stop loving themselves. People no longer feel enough. People no longer feel worthy and question whether they're the ones creating the problems, whether they're the ones that need to work harder and not the person who is actually hurting them. In the beginning, narcissists lure you in with their love bombing, making you feel comfortable, and then they slowly take control over you. Loyal, genuine, kind-hearted people make excuses for their partner's behaviour, their parents' behaviour, often blaming themselves, so continually sacrificing themselves and things that they enjoy in an attempt to make it work with that person. If you're feeling any of these, crazy, confused, depressed, broken, beaten, always to blame, fear reactions, cannot get your own emotions out, cannot express your own feelings, feeling worthless, unlovable, thinking it's also unbelievable, there's a high chance you're around a toxic person. 14 subtle signs you're in an emotionally abusive relationship. Number 1, you always feel on edge and you're always fearful. You're afraid to speak out or speak up at times. You're worried or scared of their reactions. If you do, you can't get your emotions out to them. You can never get closure on a topic of conversation because they will always say they don't want to discuss it now. And then they'll say, oh, we'll discuss it at the weekend, and the weekend comes and they don't want to discuss it in the morning. And if you bring it up in the morning and they don't want to discuss it in the morning, they're going to tell you that you've put them in a bad mood for the rest of the day, and they don't want to discuss it in the evening because they don't want to talk about it at all. You have to bottle your feelings up around them. 2, they are very petty. They make a massive deal over minor things. What you did right once is suddenly no longer right. Even something simple like you've not cooked their vegetables how they like them. They are allowed to speak up, however, you're not. 3, you've lost your self-esteem. They criticise you over things about your friendship choices, your family members, how you clean, how you parent, how you cook, what jobs you do. They tell you you're not good enough. They criticise how you dress, your figure, all to make them feel better about themselves, slowly losing your self-esteem. They invalidate you. They devalue who you are as a person, leaving you questioning everything about who you are and not who they are. 4, you lose your self-respect as they take down your boundaries one by one, gaslighting you, saying my friend's partner would or my ex would, to you're too regimented and you need to loosen up, giving you the silent treatment if you don't conform to their demands. You get to a point where you fear saying no to them. It's not as simple as just saying no to somebody. You fear saying no to them for their reactions towards you when you do say no. However, when they react towards you for saying no, you're the one that's left questioning yourself and changing your no into a yes to suit them and not yourself. 5, they block you and cut you off. Any topic you try to raise will either be changed into something completely different, bringing up something you did. They might rage out at you. They might fall silent on you, making you forget what the topic of conversation was originally about. 6, they distract you. Again, changing the subject or saying you're too sensitive, you're overreacting, or that never happened. I told you last week you're losing your memory. So you doubt your instincts and your version of reality, usually then going to the narcissist for a reality check. 7, you end up walking on eggshells around them, always being careful what you say or do, where you go, for fear of reactions from them. 8, you feel humiliated. They often poke fun at you, especially in front of others in subtle ways. They do it in a form of, I'm only joking. So you lose your confidence. They also do it by making comments about you, how you look, or the backhanded compliments. Covert narcissist, you're not wearing that, are you? To the overt narcissist, that looks terrible on you. 9, they use all your weaknesses against you, provoking you constantly in order to get reactions from you. When you defend yourself, they then blame everything on you, leaving you full of more self-doubt and feeling guilty for how you reacted, often blaming yourself. 10, if you're hurt or upset, they often show no compassion, often walking out and leaving you more upset. Or they'll go on about a situation they had to deal with, which was far worse than yours. They don't care for your feelings. They lack the empathy to care for your feelings unless they have something to gain by pretending to do so. 11, they treat you better than anyone ever has at time, or they treat people around you better than they treat you, yet behind closed doors they act differently towards you. And because they treat you and those around you better than anyone ever has, it keeps you more confused and working harder to please them. This is what makes it so confusing, the fact that they're not bad all of the time, the fact they don't treat you badly all of the time, and the fact that they can treat those around you so well is what makes you question whether it's you causing the problems or whether that's who they are as a person. They switch the game from being nice to nasty like a flick of a switch to keep you in a trance while they slowly drain everything from you. 12, you no longer know who you are. You don't feel yourself anymore and feel like you're slowly losing more and more of who you are as a person. You've lost all the things that matter to you. You lose all the things that you enjoy. You lose all your dreams, your hopes, your hobbies, your values, your trust, your beliefs, your friends and your family. You've become isolated from support. 13, you're always on edge, and it's starting to become not only when you're around the narcissist, but when you're around others too. You've lost your self-trust in your judgment. You feel judged by others and no longer trust those around you. 14, questioning if you're overreacting, questioning if you're too sensitive or if you're too insecure, because of the narcissist gaslighting, feeling less confident about yourself, not feeling like yourself, feeling like you cannot do right for doing wrong, apologizing often, always blaming yourself, second guessing yourself, afraid to speak up for yourself. These are all signs that you're being gaslighted within an emotionally abusive relationship. If you're still in an abusive relationship, seek help from domestic violence helplines. Ask friends and family for assistance if you've not been isolated from them. Stay safe. Do not tell the narcissist what you think, or if you're thinking of leaving, do not tell them you're leaving. Try gathering money, keeping a diary of events where the narcissist can not find the diary. Gather passports, birth certificates, and get to a safe place. You are not alone. Unfortunately, many people go through what you are going through and know exactly how it feels, and they have come through the other side. If you found the coping mechanisms to survive the relationship, you will find the coping mechanisms to leave the relationship, and you will find the coping mechanisms to survive recovery. You are enough. You do deserve more. With good intentions, there is no wrong way or right way to live your life, and people do understand how you feel and what is happening to you. You can and you will break free and move on to a much happier life for you. I shall link into the video description the online courses that I have available that just give a step-to-step guide to give you more understanding of the things you might have been through. I shall link the video to the trauma bond, which is often what makes it quite difficult to leave these kinds of relationships, the video on how to leave, the video on gaslighting to explain more on how narcissistic people gaslight our reality. I am currently full for one-to-one coaching. I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the description, as well as the links to Amazon with the recommended reading. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any thoughts on the video or any subtle signs that you notice that I've not added into the video, please do add those into the comments. Go out there, create the day that you deserve so you can create the life that you deserve. Bye.